exercise 10.06 is just revision of another display technique called a box plot. It's a nice way to display data. It has some unique features in that at a glance we see a box, and what's really important to note about that box is that that box represents 50% of the scores. So this total box is 50%, the middle 50% of the scores, middle 50% of scores. So that's probably its most unique feature. What we can also see within that box is we can very easily, quickly see the median. The median is going to be represented by this vertical line, and so the median result is here. You can see probably if there's any outliers depending on the length of the whiskers in either direction. So some important features are you must use a ruler. Please do not attempt to construct these without a ruler. This plot, the box plot, is based on the five number summary. There are 5 results. They are the lowest score, the lower quartile or quartile 1, the median or the quartile 2, Q3, the upper quartile, and the highest score. Now, some people will construct those based on the fact that there are 5 results. They will actually construct 5 vertical lines. You can see 3 vertical lines have been constructed here. However, like I said, some people will start with 5 vertical lines. So they'll draw a vertical line at the lowest score. Now, before you can do that, obviously you need an axis. So again, you must use your ruler. You must mark off an appropriate axis. Think about the values you need along here. Don't construct one such that you've drawn an axis like this and your box plot fits in this tiny little section up here. You're going to be penalised because you've got an inappropriate axis. Make sure you label your axis and you mark the scale on your axis. So with all of that in mind, I will go straight into this example. If you need any further explanation about a box plot, then please don't hesitate to ask me in class. That's the idea. Remember, the videos are your assisted learning, and of course, if any further explanation is ever needed, then that's what you do at the beginning of class. Please draw my attention to anything you feel that you haven't understood. We've got the ages of 10 people at a park were 21-year-old, 13, 64, 75, 83, little 7-year-old, 71 and 18-year-old, 29-year-old. It says find the 5 number summary for this data. Now, you've got options if you've got the new calculator. With the new calculator, you could simply get into stats mode, enter your data, and it will give you your 5 number summary. If you don't think it's worth it for 10 values, then you can do it manually. And those people with a Sharp calculator will have to do it manually anyway. I'm going to pause the video and write the manual solution up just to support those people who are still using the Sharp calculator. So you can see there the lowest score would be 7. Q1 is 18. The median, the middle of 29 and 35, add the 2 together and divide by 2, you'll get 32. Q3 is 71 and the highest score is 83, and I'm assuming that you observe that I listed all the scores, all 10 scores, but in order, smallest to biggest, in order to get those. B asks you to represent this data on a box plot. I'm going to take the solution as it appears from the textbook and insert it in here for you. However, I encourage you now to pause the video and go through these instructions that I gave up here about constructing your box plot, and you attempt this one yourself now that you have the correct values, and then restart the video and see if your box plot looks like the one that I've got inserted here. You can see there that I've inserted the graph of the box plot, and I think the features that are pointed out here are interesting and something that I haven't spoken about. So we know that from the bottom 25% of the scores, so for a quarter of the people that visited the park, they were in the age group 7 to 18. How do we know that? Well, we know that this whisker end represents 25%. This first section here in the box represents the next 25%. This next section together with the first section of the box makes the middle 50%, which is what I pointed out before. And so half the people visiting the park were aged between 18 and 71, and then only a quarter were aged between 71 and 83. I think you should be fine then to go on and do the U-do for that exercise. Exercise 1006.